Hi everybody. Today we've got a GRIXIS Arcane Bombardment list that has a lot of the old favorites plus some new cards that I'm going to talk about here. Somebody shared on another video that they're having a good time throwing a few copies of Consuming Tide in their own Arcane Bombardment list, and after thinking about it, I thought we would give it a try here. Now you know I've been running some Jaya and some Sheoldred to pretty good effect in some of our other decks. Helps distract our opponents and just give them something else to worry about while we work our way up the chain to our 6-mana enchantment. But you can see here we've taken all those out in favor of just having Consuming Tide. So the idea is that the only permanent that we really care about is, of course, Arcane Bombardment. And so when we Consuming Tide, we just choose Arcane Bombardment as the one thing we keep, and we return everything else to its owner's hand. So functionally, it kind of acts as another sweeper, but it can hit all kinds of different permanents, and is especially good against opponents who are trying to create a lot of tokens, people trying to go wide with creatures, or just create a lot of treasures too. It kind of resets the board that way a little bit. So in addition to the Tide, you'll see we've got a couple of cut downs, a couple of play with fires as normal, one Siphon Insight for some functional card draw, and then we've got a smattering of 2-mana instants over here. Really loving Impulse in this deck, by the way. It helps us just pull the right thing that we need. You'll notice we're also running 3 counter spells. I've been running into Invoke Despairs, and so Disdainful Stroke and Negate definitely helps us out in those matchups. And the Stroke is also good against larger creatures, which we don't always have the right answer for. I'm running 4 Maestros Charm in here because I really wanted to tuck those under Bombardment as a way to gain life. I've been burned out a few times. Mono Red is like one of the top tier decks at the moment. And so anything that can help us remain in the game, give us a little bit of cushion when the opponent's just trying to peel lightning strikes off the top of the deck is good by me. So we're giving that a try in here as well. You can see we've only got 2 Infernal Grasp and 2 Cut Down as kind of like outright removal in here. And it's not enough to hit everything. So we need a little something extra. So that's what Consuming Tide and Burn Down the House are in here for. Sort of, kind of, maybe board wipes, and then Burn Down the House, of course, is always great for Devils. All right, well, let's get to some of these games on the ranked standard ladder. I'll be with you here for some commentary, but as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon. All right, let's get into it. GRIXIS, Arcane Bombardment with Consuming Tide. We've got the Bombardment, a few impulses to help us get up there, and a lovely Burn Down the House to help us clear the board or make some Devils. Starting off here, just getting these tap lands out of the way while we don't have much going on the low end. Looks to be green-white enchantments from our opponent. Let's just keep on drawing lands, doing what we do. Kami of Transience from the opponent. We'll just fire off an impulse here. Keep on working on those land drops. Pass it on back, likely a big score here. Opponent using the doggo for a free counter on their creatures. By all means, keep playing creatures. We can big score and get into a Burn Down the House here, as long as that Kami doesn't get too big. We will big score away this Shivan Reef. Infernal Grasp will be nice for post Burn Down the House times. Let's go ahead and get this cleaned up. And we can work on turning the corner with Bombardment. Kami unfortunately does go back to the hand there, but if we can get Bombardment going, we can just continually wipe the board, continually eliminate it before it gets too big, is the plan. Cut down also pretty good here. Looking at the mana, we've got 6 for Bombardment, 2 left over. We'll go ahead and just activate this on our opponent's turn. All right. Well, in response to this, let's just ping this Kami. Yeah, we'll discard Cut Down. Disdainful Stroke, not the greatest probably in this matchup. I think it can hit Hallowed Haunting, but at least we got rid of that Kami. Not going to take a chunky hit from the Reign of Truth here. Ooh, burn down the house. Let's do it. All right, we pick up a Lightning Strike and a Big Score. Let's Big Score away this Seismic Wave. And there's the Consuming Tide and the Siphon Insight. Just get in with some Devils for starters. We've got plenty of mana, so we'll just pass it on over. Try to activate Bombardment again this turn. Thank you, opponent. Sky Blessed Samurai. What was I just saying about no good targets? We will counter that with the Stroke and activate Bombardment. And we'll Big Score away this Consuming Tide. I think we're in a really good spot right now. Don't really need a board wipe, especially when we're developing our own board full of Devils. All right. Well, it's not often we're in this position, but let's drop the second Arcane Bombardment. Activate them both with a Siphon Insight here. Like I said, don't need the Tide very much at the moment, but we can point this Seismic Wave at our opponent's face, and that'll wrap it up. All right, good game. Alrighty, back with another game with GRIXIS Arcane Bombardment. Waiting to get started here. Tap land from the opponent, so we will match them. We're set up pretty decently here. It looks like we're up against green-white enchantments. If we want to, we can go right up the chain 2, 3, 4 with our mana costs, but sometimes we don't get untapped land, so I want to get this tap land down. All right, wedding announcement. All right, a second Arcane Bombardment here. Might want to use this Seismic Wave to clean up this Naturalist and these tokens at the end of turn. All right, well, since they drew, let's go ahead and just clean this up anyway. And opponent passes it back, so we will lay this land down, get ready for Big Score on the end of our opponent's turn. Making our way up towards Arcane Bombardment. Opponent thinking about it there. A Rite of Harmony. This doesn't look exactly like the deck I've seen that uses Rite of Harmony, but can be a good card in the right situations, can draw quite a few things. Weaver of Harmony, so they'll draw off of that. And then one more time off of this wedding announcement. Not bad for 2 mana, but we will big score. Try to keep working our way up here. Seismic Wave. So I think we need to just work on keeping this board clean to get a good window for Arcane Bombardment to go off. We were just 1 mana shy there of being able to Arcane Bombardment and activate at the same time. All right, Kami of Transience. Radiant Grace. So if that flips, we... it's the tapper. Our stuff comes into play tapped if we end up getting cursed with that. All right, well, I think the time is now. Let's get this bombardment going. Hopefully dodge some enchantment-based removal. Just checking to see what we got down there. Always good to have a burn down the house in your back pocket. Oh good, another wedding announcement. Alright, well we will impulse in response to this attack. We pull up a Siphon Insight. Catilda or our own Radiant Grace. We could potentially put this Grace on a devil or something. And we'll take this. We'll take this Infernal Grasp. Wedding announcement activates. All right, more lands. Let's try out this Consuming Tide. We'll keep our bombardment, and the opponent will have to pick up everything but 1. Siphon Insight again. Don't really want to big score away too much. Ooh, yeah, I'll take a right. Draw 3 off a burn down the house potentially. Could be good. All right, the tide has consumed. I think we're just going to wait and try to activate again on our opponent's turn. All right, 1 more Kami. All right, there's the binding. That triggers both the Kami. Well, we've got enough crammed under here. We might as well get 1 more use out of it before it goes away. We'll do all the things. Seismic Wave, not going to be much use anymore. Another Catilda, okay. Well, there's another bombardment. We can start this show all over again. Should be enough down there where we can start bombardment up again. Not be in too much trouble. All right, looking like a lot of lands from us. We're at 7. We're definitely getting this down. Leaves us with 4 mana. We could charm. Just a little low here. Just kind of want to make sure that that keeps getting put away. Got an Infernal Grasp now under there if we really need it. Would love to start gaining some life back first, though. Yet another wedding announcement. How many times are these vampires going to get married? All right. Well, might as well go all in. 2 bombardments on the board. We'll get this right going to activate each one. That's nice. When that... Okay. Well, good game. All right. Some more with GRIXIS Arcane Bombardment. Trying out Consuming Tide here. Start off with this Xander's Lounge. See where the winds take us. Excellent. Maestro's Charm, a pretty decent pickup here. Would love to get that going in the graveyard as soon as possible. All right, Bankbuster from the opponent. Let's not let them have that. We don't have a whole lot going on over here until probably turn 4. So let's get this tap land going down. And just keep them from drawing too many cards. All right. Well, let's get up to 4. I'll try to sneak a big score in here if the opponent does anything. Well, let's do it anyway. Consuming Tide not going to be that great against what looks like a control deck, so we get rid of that. Yeah, what the hell. Let's play this. That big score went through awful quick. I figure the coast might be clear for our favorite enchantment. All right, Teferi shows up. We get an Infernal Grasp. Is this some kind of Super Friends list? Strangely running no counterspells and letting us slide an Arcane Bombardment through? Well, I don't think we can let Teferi stick around. Alright, well, we pick up a Negate. Now what? Not going to be the most useful if we want to try and use it. We really need a target on board for these other spells first. Let's try to draw with this Lounge, since the opponent's not giving us anything to do. Ah, there we go. There we go. Azorius Planeswalkers. Well, now we've got plenty of targets, plenty of things to do. Tide, Charm, and Big Score in the graveyard. So let's strike the Emperor. If we leave the token, then we can maybe use Cast Down on it to activate Bombardment next turn. Don't think it makes sense to use Tide right now, because they could potentially return the Wandering Emperor to their hand, and I don't want that. Farewell. Well, let's cut down that token and pull this Negate out of here. Okay, well, good game. This looks good. Not a lot of early game, so hopefully we can stave off whatever the opponent's doing long enough to get to big score. All right, we get hit with that hasty thing. Just get our tap land going and pass. Bloodthirsty Adversary. This could be a deck full of hasty creatures and what is it? Agnes, that new Capenna, the new Capenna legendary creature that I think it gives you treasures when your hasty creatures attack. It's got the hybrid mana symbols in it. At any rate. Well, our mana situation is good. It'll just be a matter of surviving long enough to get to the late game here. All right, opponent lets us charm the adversary. Ooh, all right. We will buff up this lizardy thing. Get up to 4 and ready for a big score. That Witch's Web is the same card. There was a great combo deck from I think a couple of sets ago. I'll try to put the link up here in the corner. Hold on a sec. Yeah, just waiting to see what we're doing here. All right. Let's big score. All the burn down house we could ever need. With that play with fire draw, I think we're safe to get bombardment online. We can play with fire one of these creatures and get the train rolling. At any rate, there's a great Simic list that uses Storm Chaser Drake, Witch's Web, and a bunch of other cards that untap the Drake, along with Careful Cultivation. It's hilarious when it works. All right, let's see what we pull up here. Another Witch's Web. Excellent. We get the Maestro's Charm going. We'll just do 5 to that. No saving your creature. Get a land down here. We'll get this burn down the house going. Maestro's Charm again. Play with fire. Yeah, we'll hit the lizard thing with the play with fire and charm to gain a little bit of life back. Feeling great about this position. For those of you wondering about that Simic combo, just check out that video, but it involves tapping a Drake for mana and repeatedly untapping it. It's wonderful. Anyway, good game. All right, we're here with plenty of mana, a big score, and an Arcane Bombardment. Play with fire for whatever early game creature we've got from our opponent here. We'll lead off with the Xander's Lounge. Tenacious Underdog. All right, opponent looks to be on mono black here. We'll just play a mountain and pass it on back. Dockside Chef. Let's get this underdog off the board. If this is the aggro version, it's going to be a few turns before that underdog can even come back, especially since they missed that land drop. All right, just a land from us. All right, Bankbuster comes down. I think we'll just keep working towards big score. Opponent gets in with the chef and misses another land drop. All right. We'll just pass it back and get ready to big score. All right, we'll let the opponent get in with the chef again. We can big score into bombardment and keep up play with fire next turn if we want to. So that's why I'm not thinking about touching that thing now. Touching that thing. The chef. All right, we'll big score away this reef. Bombardment number 2. Opponent's still down on lands a bit. All right, well, let's try to close this game out while the window is open for us. Play with fire on the opponent's face just to see if we can scry into another spell up there. We draw a tide and a third bombardment. Could be fun. Don't need that reef. And that should wrap it up. Good game. All right, back with another GRIXIS Arcane Bombardment deck. Just came off a... all right, opponent with a Jadar here. I think we'll just Siphon Insight for now. Happily taking that one. Just came off a game that I forgot to record where we got, I think it was 42 cards deep into the library, and no Arcane Bombardment ever showed up. Okay, opponent with their own Rafine. Sure. Had a line here. I wonder if this is some kind of Joda list, or if we're just trying to jam a Ratadrabic as soon as possible. Well, definitely want to get rid of Rafine. Card just enables way too much. I think we'll go to combat. And we will pitch this reef. Rika choosing to draw rather than make a sacrifice. I think we're going to try to Seismic Wave on our turn. I'm going to keep Lightning Strike for something else. Something maybe white and black. Ratadrabic sized. Opponent with an Elos. And a Jadar. Gain a life. That is fine. We'll get hit with the zombie. What we may try to do here is connive with Rafine. Probably discard this Consuming Tide. And then just burn the house down afterwards. Another Elos. And an Adeline. Probably should have swapped the order on that play, but that's okay. See what we get here. That is a good pickup. Yeah, since it feels like we may be riding this card to victory, it'll help us find more lands. We'll keep the negate here. Rafine, kind of our card draw engine to get up to bombardment, so let's hold that for now. All right, opponent's seen enough. Good game.